Welcome back to the Brighter Side of Blue, our special edition, the DTF edition number 4, coming to you from Columbo's Cafe and Tavern. Packed crowd, live recording tonight.
The Monday crowd is huge.
The Monday crowd is large and loud, and I'm Danny.
I'm Tommy.
I'm Maggie.
Producer John.
Producer John's in the house. So this was a very wild episode, and I'm just going to set the table before we turn it over to the hostess with the mostest, Maggie. But I have a mic drop moment prediction on this one. Okay, it's good. You're
just going to start the show with it?
No, I'm not. I'm
right.
gonna wait at the due time. But I'm just telling you, this could be
He's
the last
teasing it.
episode. We could stop after this episode because I figured it all out.
Okay.
Okay, so this is
All
the
right.
last episode.
Gotcha.
All right.
I do think this episode changed. I now have a suspect in my mind. I have my money on somebody now. Which
Well, you've
for a
been
while
hot on
I've
Carol
been
the
like-
entire time, or no?
No, I thought they're making Carol look too bad.
Yes.
And that was something that happened in this episode was like, the more they try to make me think it's Carol, the less I think it's Carol.
They made her look good this show. They
did a lot of humanizing, but then they also have the life insurance policy is there,
Yeah.
which that's been like one of my things that I've been kind of defending her with is like, why would she kill him when the life insurance policy isn't in place yet?
Right.
But now that we know that it is in place, she does have financial,
And like they
Motive,
said,
for
that
sure.
is motive.
right?
Yep. Yeah.
Clark's all up in jail.
Clark-
He's all up in the jail.
Yeah, he's in jail.
Charges have been filed.
Yeah.
You got that? So he's all up in jail while we're trying to figure this out.
We're trying, man.
He needs to call Layshock, I told you.
Yeah, Layshock can get him out of this.
Yep.
He's in a hell of a mess. John, any wisecracks about the music this week?
No, but the music, since we're referencing it, there's, every episode there's been like 3 popular songs, at least 3, but there's usually 3, and each one had in a different segment. Like this week, "Don't Make Me Over" was when they're doing their wine bike
Their
trip.
bike too.
Yeah. Oh,
And that's an old Bacharach and David song, and it's about "Don't make me over," which means basically, don't try and reinvent me, don't try and change me, just accept me for who I am.
Okay. Wow.
Now that you know that I love you.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and I read the lyrics today more closely, and yeah, it's all about this. Well, Dionne Warwick did it initially, and she falls in love with this guy, but then she's begging him not to try and change, just accept me for who I am. So
Very good.
that kind of fits in with their relationship with
Floyd and Clark.
Floyd.
So that was different because it wasn't a weather song, though.
Right.
They had one, though.
I did hear the weather. I didn't know what it was, but I did hear something about the weather.
Then when they went to interview Modern Love at the skating rink, they played White Room by Cream,
Yes.
which is Eric Clapton and Jack Bruce and Ginger Baker. So that's more of a psychedelic thing. I didn't get as much what... I think they're just trying to use it because it was more psychedelic and...
Yeah, that fits with the vibe of the skating.
The skating rink.
Yeah.
I agree.
Modern Love sitting there on the couch with his roller skates on and, talking his crazy shit.
Yeah.
And then at the end, they did Rainy Day in June by the Kinks.
Yep.
And every time they have music associated with the quality, what's it called? The quality suites or whatever.
Quality Inn and Gardens. Quality Garden Inn and Suites.
Yeah. It's always a rain song. And this one was rainy because they did I Wish It Would Rain.
Yes.
It was the first time that they were at that place by the Temptations. And then the second time they were there and it had music, it had a rain reference. So I don't, I guess
Wow.
they're trying to set that tone, but those were the 3, the 3 main songs that weren't original songs.
So who's in charge of the music for this? Even though the creator came up with the songs,
Stephen Conrad.
Stephen Conrad chose those songs.
Chose them, but Alex Werman is the music director, and he's coming on the show. Composer. He's coming on the show next week,
Yep.
and I'm gonna let him know that you're all over them. You're figuring them out with those songs.
I did let him know that via email, and
Yeah.
he said that he put it right on Stephen Conrad, saying that he's a genius. And I just want him. It'd be interesting talking to Alex to get some insight on how these things go down. I have no idea how a show's produced and
Yeah.
what his exact role is.
Oh my God!
Does he get the is he in the meetings with the actors or how that stuff goes? It'd be interesting because he's been in a lot of other big movies too, so it'd be
Right.
interesting.
Yeah.
But it's Stephen Conrad. I'd love to have a beer with that dude. I mean, how did he orchestrate this? I mean, this
Got to think that I could have him. Me and Maggie could maybe light up one with him. Because his mind is out there.
It's
man.
unbelievable.
I got to think he takes a gummy or two every once in a while.
Could you imagine having this guy has us twisted in knots, but he's messing with some top-notch, tired old detectives, retired detectives, and young Maggie. So he's got his hands cut out. But we're gonna figure this shit out.
I like how Maggie said, I think that they like us critiquing the show because we've fallen for every trap they've ever set.
Yeah.
Yeah, but we have.
We're taking every little droplet of bait they leave for us.
All those countless meetings they had, they're watching us critique it going, see, I told you.
The more,
See, I told you
the
they're going to do
morons
that.
would follow.
See, yeah,
fall for it.
I told you to keep it for the simpletons. Don't keep it for the simpletons.
But they didn't know the simpletons would actually have a podcast.
Right, exactly.
Everybody's a suspect. We don't want to get tunnel vision on any one person. So
Right.
That's my excuse.
Where are we going, Maggie?
Come on, Maggie, start us off down the road of episode 4.
Okay, episode 4, Missouri Mutual Life and Health Insurance.
I don't like that name.
What are you gonna
Yeah.
go with,
That's
Tommy?
a boring name.
What are you gonna go with?
APLC,
Okay. Or how about Thunder Boys?
Thunder Boys LC.
Thunder Boys.
Like limited. You got to throw the LC in there, man. Thunder Boys LC. All right,
cheap.
that's it.
Okay, Maggie.
That's the title. Go ahead, Mags.
Well, the health insurance or the life insurance is the pretty big driver in this one. But beneath that, I found kind of like 3 major themes to this episode. One is we finally get to see some humanization of Carol. Because like in all the episodes leading up to this, we have like really seen how manipulative she is and how bitchy she can be. But in this one, we like finally get to see like, oh yeah, okay, she does like have reasons for some complaints and like
Yeah.
she is trying to do stuff. She cares about her kid. She's struggling with things. The second one is the key. We finally find out what the key is and probably like why Clark is hiding it. We get some insight there. And then the third one is the Thunder Boys.
Thunder Boys.
We get to see more of why in the last episode Clark was so like Floyd is wonderful. I love him. We get to see like more of that like
Bonding.
depth and bonding, to their relationship.
Little wine trip to
little
pull it all
bike
together.
Yeah.
Yep.
We won't drink much, but that's what
Right.
that's what Bateman said. I mean Clark. There I go again. That's what Clark said. But they did drink.
So we start out with Carol. Pretty much like the majority of the stuff we get about Carol is before the introduction or before the opening song in this one, which was interesting. It was like kind of long. There was a lot
Really
there.
was.
By the time I got to the song, I was like, oh yeah, right. It was
I thought they were already into it
was
all.
like
Like, why we got to
16
go
minutes.
back? Right.
Yeah.
It was pretty long in there. But we see her kind of getting into umpiring. Her and Floyd talking about it makes $85 a game. They've got this private school they want to send Richard to. They want to get grown-up furniture for his bedroom. All this stuff. She asks him to please cancel the lawn service because we can't keep paying for that. We get to see like some of that financial struggle there that inspired her to get this job. We see that Floyd did not like it from the start. He was not ever in support of it. He was like, well, I can pick up a Saturday thing. And she's like, that's not enough. So we see like a little bit of like here, Carol's trying to be like, we need to do things. And Floyd being like, oh, it'll be fine. Oh,
Yeah.
I forgot to cancel that. Sorry. And we get to see her say "No way, Jose" a bunch of times.
4 times in her first
I
4
did.
minutes.
I did notice that.
Four
Apparently, it's one of her favorite sayings.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Or
Wow.
we'll see.
Wow and "No way, Jose"
Exactly.
are probably 40% of her.
But the way she
vocabulary.
uses the word "wow" is genius because I would never want her to say that to me because it makes it just make you feel bad when she's like,
Yeah.
wow."
Do you think, Maggie, that flashback to when she first became the umpire, is that the furthest flashback we've had so far?
Probably, yeah. When that was a little bit later, but when we see the conversation in the backyard, when like Floyd had come back from being with his mother, I was
Yeah.
like, I gotta look and see if he's wearing the same thing that he was with the Modern Love date because he's being so weird. But then we find out that that's like before cornhole even. So yeah, this is
Yeah.
like, all
That's that
of
flashback stuff. You gotta pay
hardcore.
attention to know where they're at in the whole story.
But
Yeah.
Maggie, to your point, this is humanizing Carol and making her see some of her trials and tribulations. But I mean, in the first 10 minutes of this, boy, Floyd's a piece of shit.
Yeah.
I mean, she's getting ready in an umpire costume and putting balls in her umpire bags, and he's in a bubble bath. She asks him to do one thing to cancel the lawn service because it's costing money. He doesn't do that.
Yeah.
she's telling all this game plan so they can get the kid in public school and get proper plates and bowls and stuff. And he's just not on board with any of that. He doesn't help. In fact, later I'm sure you're going to mention he bought diamond earrings. He's not on board with this savings program that Carol is. And to me, he's not the breadwinner. Doesn't listen. I mean, he's sign language, doesn't make any money.
He's got a bunch of tax debt. He's got alimony.
He's tax debt.
paying.
He's alimony.
Yeah.
He's screwing around on DTF. No matter how you look at it, this guy brings nothing. He's got a curved penis above 30 degrees. I mean, they did a good job. He looks like I don't feel sorry for him right now.
Right.
After this episode.
Yeah, this episode's really like a flip of the last episode.
Yes.
The last episode, it was like Carol's a cold-hearted bitch, and Floyd is such a great guy. And in this one, at least in this first part, it's very much just flipped.
Yeah.
Right.
And Floyd's not popping those boners, like
Well, I
popping
think
boners.
Floyd is one of those guys that shuns away from controversy and he tries to block it out rather than deal with it.
Right, that's part of people pleasing,
Right.
which we know he's a people pleaser because he kisses Modern Love and
Because he's wonderful.
So I think it does.
All of these things,
I think what you're explaining does fit his personality, but he's not an ant. And I can see where you would think he's an asshole, but I don't. I just think he's one of those guys that just doesn't like when he was just trying to talk to her about the umpire
umpire
outfit.
thing, yeah.
And he gets all nervous because he doesn't want that confrontation. He doesn't want to talk about bad things.
Mm-hmm.
He just wants to anything bad. He just wants to ignore.
Okay.
And then try to do things right.
Yeah, I mean, Floyd's not just an asshole, and Carol's not just a bitch. We have more context now. We get to see
Exactly.
like them as a whole person.
They got a lot of shit
rather
going on.
than
Yeah, I got you. I got you.
Affairs, all kinds of stuff.
I got you. Go ahead.
So we see her talking about therapy, asking if therapy's going okay. She's trying to get coupons for like good food for her family. She's advocating for Richard. Her and Floyd are like working together on this. She turns down the gifts of the earrings because she's like, no, this is like we'd have to focus on saving stuff. We see like, yeah, this Carol is trying to provide, which we've kind of known throughout, but like we really get to see that side of her more in this episode. And then we see Richard having his breakdown.
I want to just go back to her real quick
Sure.
again. When she cries, that to me was a huge part because when she was in that backyard and she just breaks down and cries, that threw out the gypsy thing.
Right.
Because there's no gypsies crying because they're going to fleece somebody.
Yeah.
They're cold-hearted. So it kind of threw that. That's
Okay.
what I thought when that came
what
out.
you- all right.
And then when she was crying, it just mean, evil people that are out to do something aren't laying around crying about what they're about to do.
Right.
You know, that's a situation
That's a
that
good point.
overwhelmed her.
I like
she
your
was
point.
crying.
Yeah.
I like your point.
But that was an extreme flashback, though. That's before she met Clark, though, because that's before the cornhole party. So maybe she was upset because she didn't have life insurance on him, and there was no prospect of getting money for life insurance. So I don't know. I think they were like really, obviously back against the wall at that point. You know, and then when the guy hits her with
The bill after
the
he's
bill-
blowing the leaves.
yeah, blowing
right.
the leaves. After,
She just lost it.
Yeah.
yeah.
Now let's go to clean up in aisle 10.
Are you gonna talk about that? I have a philosophy once you're talking about that. But one thing you mentioned, the Floyd, it's okay that he's not going to therapy with Richard because they're going to go spend quality time at the pool and different places, but then cancel it.
Yeah.
And so she's asking questions about it, and he's like, "Oh yeah,
I don't think it's really helping.
yeah, I don't think it would help." I mean, but he's spending, but the bills keep coming in. I just thought that was odd. Cancel it and then,
Yeah.
yeah, whatever.
I think Floyd has a lot of like shame about the fact that he can't provide more and that like none of this stuff is working out. I think we see that when he's on the bike trip with Clark. And yeah, the way that he is dealing with it is just very avoidant, which is not helping solve any of
Right.
the problems that they have. So Carol's kind of left to figure it out herself. Richard, I'm really curious as to like what set him off to throw all of the milk all over the place. Also, I'm like, is anyone else like dying to smash a gallon of milk and see if it explodes that easily now?
Yeah, look.
I feel like they're pretty tough.
No, I don't. I think it'll go like that. But I have a philosophy on why he did it.
Okay.
Okay, and here it is. And this is my mic drop moment. Okay.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. So they don't show Richard with Carol at the grocery store when her coupon is denied buying the cheap meat. but they have shown flashbacks and then revealed different things in the flashback. I think we'll see a flashback that day when she was embarrassed at the checkout aisle, little Richard was there and saw how the cashier treated her at the Albertsons. Richard then goes and says, okay, a bunch of things I'm going to accomplish right now because I have to act out impulsive disorder he has, because if I'm cured, then I won't have this quality time with Floyd anymore. So I'm going to act out impulsively. He goes through the aisle of Albertsons. He grabs the gallon of milk and he looks at it. I think he looked at the expiration date. It was expired, and he says, "Fuck Albertsons," and starts breaking all the expired milk. He gets credit for an impulsive thing, so the counseling still goes on with Floyd. He gets back at Albertsons for mistreating his mom, Carol, and there we have it.
Yeah, he walked past a lot of other stuff.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah.
And he found what he wanted, but even before he broke it, like you said, Dan, he looked at it. He was check, and what else are you going to check on a milk
On a gallon of
cart,
milk.
other than the expiration date?
Yeah.
So
So he's like, and that's why he kept grabbing more and more. They're all expired. You won't give my mom a little discount on a piece of meat, but you'll sell people expired milk. Check it. Mark this time.
Yeah.
Maybe.
Well, I'm not going to argue with you.
well, she got.
We'll see.
But she was umpiring when she got the call about him.
No, he's saying it happened earlier.
Okay.
He's saying
I'm
he watched him
it
happen.
Okay.
I'm saying he was
Okay,
there with her
right.
when she was
Doing
and then he's
that.
like, okay, and he went back alone.
He went back, okay.
while she's umpiring.
I got it.
And then he said, okay, here's your revenge. This and that. So that's my philosophy on that.
I like it.
Okay.
I think
Not bad.
I didn't read it as him necessarily reading something on the milk as much as I saw him just considering, like, am I gonna do this? Like,
All right,
just
okay.
like taking a moment and being like, fuck it, I'm committing.
But if I could throw in just some like what to do if you're Albertsons, I would maybe take a picture of it and clean it up before calling the mom and waiting
Yeah.
3 hours till she shows up.
Yeah.
That's just
Well, she got there as quick as she could, Tommy.
right. But you might
poor-
want to clean that shit up.
She called that poor kid
I know.
out at home. The kid was already shaking.
I did not suspend disbelief for that particular moment.
Oh, you didn't?
Yeah, why don't you clean that shit up?
I don't know that I think that Richard is thinking things through as much as you.
Gave credit for
Yeah, I think that it was an impulsive something made him mad at the time, and that was just the way he reacted. We hear, as you mentioned briefly, that Floyd tells Clark that he has borderline personality disorder, which does. One of the symptoms of that is that people have like a hard time when they get upset by something, if they feel threatened or abandoned or something, they have this like big reaction to it. So I think it probably. I think your idea that he did it as a strategy to be able to keep doing the therapy
With
sessions
Floyd,
with Floyd is
yeah.
interesting. I don't know that I think that he's thinking it through that much, but
He's a smart kid. He's
He is a
smart
smart
as
kid.
F.
smart as hell.
He's smart as F.
Don't be saying that word. Just say F. He knows what it means. He told Floyd.
He told Floyd.
He told Floyd.
And I thought that was a curious moment. F stands for fuck.
DT.
DTF. Yeah.
I still feel like they're very much showing him to be autistic. Like a lot of stuff he does, I'm like, borderline personality disorder. I don't know if it's another diagnosis, but he's wearing his t-shirts inside out so that the tag isn't touching him. He's wearing
And
the vest
backwards.
every day,
Inside out
Yeah.
and backwards. I got that written down.
Holy cow! I didn't notice that.
Yep.
Yeah.
When him and Floyd are talking, his tag is there, and then you can see on the sleeves that it's inside out.
And that like saying
nice.
F means fuck is like a. Why are you not just saying that? I know what that means.
Yeah,
You're not
exactly.
tricking me.
Right.
Yeah, you're not tricking me.
So I don't know. I think that I'm very interested in that character because they introduced the borderline personality disorder that can lead to these meltdowns, even in like people with this disorder can have like a meltdown even against someone that they care about. They can act impulsively in the moment. So I do think they're setting him up to be they're dropping birdseeds to make us think it could be him.
Well, I don't know if you're
Yes.
if you're going there, but go ahead. I'll wait.
My only hesitancy with that is that he was killed with poison, which like it was in Clark's name, so like I don't know how Richard would have gotten that, and also that doesn't feel like an impulsive murder. That feels like a
That's a good point. there.
premeditated.
I think these last three shows are going to be just
yeah.
wild.
Wild. 5, 6, and 7 are just going to be wild. Okay. Keep going.
But anyway, so we see this milk thing. We see Carol is trying to go. She hasn't gotten paid for 3 weeks. That little fucking umpire guy was such a turd to her.
He was.
I was like, I don't want to feel bad for Carol, but I do because
Yeah.
you're
Right.
a
You gotta pay
child
him.
and you're
Well,
not paying her.
And then you got a
you're-
supervisor that's 15 years old.
Right,
Yeah, it's a little
exactly.
rough. I felt bad for
That's
Carol
tough.
there,
That's
too.
tough.
Yeah. And then she comes home from dealing with Albertsons. She had to pay for all this milk. She's got to talk to Richard, I'm sure. She's sitting in the backyard just like
Decompressing, yeah.
from this day. And then her husband says, that doesn't really turn me on when you wear that
Yeah.
around the house.
I-
and he's so has such a hard time saying it and doesn't
I love she called him out on it.
yeah.
You know, up talking.
What
That
are you up
fucking
talking-
was like crazy annoying.
It was crazy annoying.
And then he kept doing it, and I was like, brother, she already called you out on that. Keep your voice stable.
She's doing the grocery shopping. She's taking care of the kids. She's working at Purina. She's umpiring, and so she's trying to hold on the fort. And all you have to worry about is your curved peni is not getting any action because she's wearing an umpire.
Hey, real quick on the Purina. Did you know they did not have Purina's permission to do that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, and Purina was not. They were not happy.
Are you shitting me?
Almost wanted to sue them, and then they just said screw it.
Interesting.
I got that from sources that
Good sources. Yeah, look at you, man, coming out with some
throwing
stuff.
up. No,
There's some insider information there.
Purina needs to get over that. You know. Yeah.
I don't understand why would you be mad about
right.
that?
As of right now, they got a murder suspect working for them.
Sure, but definitely someone that's
I can
murdered
see where
someone
they're a
has
little.
worked for Purina.
I can see where they're a little upset about
Yeah,
it.
but that's the kind of mentality why
Right.
shows aren't filmed in St. Louis. Let's lighten
Right.
the hell up. You know. Whatever.
Did anyone else see the lawn mowing coming, though? As she was sitting in the backyard, I was like, they're about to start.
No.
There's no chance that he canceled that lawn service, and
No.
this is the perfect time for that to just.
And that's
cherry
when
on
she
top.
melted down, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Let me backtrack for one thing that every time Carol talks about the reason she is umpiring, she of course she wants to get new plates and things and stuff, but she always says it's just behind the house. She always gives the little it's just behind the house. It's the Strohmeyer Park is just behind the house.
Yeah.
I wonder why she's doing that. I wonder if it'll come up. Anyway.
Because they ain't got no car.
That's interesting.
They ain't got no car.
So that's probably what it is.
But at
Tommy?
that point, his car hadn't broken down yet. They still had 2 cars at that point.
Oh.
I don't know where we're at on the flashbacks. I'm just trying to pay the
But
best
we'll just see.
attention I
She
can.
always,
hard to track.
she always says adds the location.
Right.
Go
yeah,
ahead.
that is interesting.
Go ahead, Meg.
The other thing we see about Carol is we see her and Clark having a conversation at the Quality Garden.
Yeah, for
Sweets.
serious.
What is it? Yeah. Where again she's saying like for serious, and she's telling him like because she wants to be able to have conversations like this and moments like this with Floyd. She wants to be able to have a sex life with Floyd again and stuff, which is so interesting to me to be
Very
having that
bizarre.
conversation in that context, but also like, yeah, I don't know. I don't. She's like being honest with Clark about like I still love him and like I want to make it work. With
She
him,
got
which is
She got
nice.
the world. If you think about how she's orchestrated it to this point, she got her kid school paid for.
Mm-hmm.
She's getting sexually active with somebody and doing crazy stuff. She's
Robot.
got a husband that she loves, but she's just not that. Just ain't right. But she's figuring it all out, and I mean, right now, she's got
Everything's working right now.
right.
is-
She's with
Yeah, she's having an affair, but she also is using the affair to take care of her husband and
Yeah.
their child.
and it
Exactly.
takes care of a lot of other things in her life.
Yeah.
Sex and companionship and different things, and Clark's living his best life. Clark's living his best life. He's getting the best of both worlds, a best friend, somebody to do all his.
We don't know what Clark's living though. I mean, why is Clark not doing any of this at home with his wife?
I think we're gonna find out.
Yeah.
right,
I think that's
But
gonna
at
be
the
one.
same time, though, she's talking about wanting to improve her relationship with her husband, but Clark's all excited about going on this trip with
Yeah.
with
Yeah.
Floyd. So they're almost like fawning over the same person
Yeah.
from different angles.
Right.
Very good point.
Yeah.
165.
Yeah. She does talk about how Floyd would be looking at the Playgirl and looking sad. So
I think that might.
We
Somebody's. I think the face scratched out.
It was scratched out again. The one they showed.
Yes, it was, which was interesting.
Wow.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know why it was not scratched out in that one. I don't know if that was Jody's imagine. I don't know. I'm interested to see if that plays into
Plays
something.
out. Yep.
Yeah. So I think that's all I have about Carol in this one. So
Okay.
our next topic is Jody and the key. She's still on the key. She's still talking about it. Homer kind of tries to tell her he doesn't really think it matters. Everyone's got keys on their keychain.
He's right about that.
Yeah.
I was
That's
back
crazy
in the
to
day.
me.
I always had keys on my. I don't
like,
much anymore.
I
but-
understand not throwing away the key if you don't know what it goes to, but to carry it on your keychain all the time, that's
Yeah.
annoying.
Yeah, that is.
I wanna
But
keep
it
that
does
thing light.
happen. It does happen.
But then also admits that, yeah, Clark was weird about it in the interview. It is worth checking into. What if what Clark is saying is true? He is very adamant about it. It's worth at least checking out. And because Jody says, like, Carol's fucking weird. Like, Homer hasn't talked to Carol yet that we've seen, which we see in the next step. He talks to her a little bit, but, or he will talk to her next time. But, yeah, Jody pushes on and it gets us some more information. So we'll get to
A lot of information.
Right. So let me go back a little bit before we get into there. We can talk about on the bike trip the way that Clark broaches the conversation with Floyd. So we know that like Clark already has all this information, and probably this is a part of his agenda for the bike trip already is to bring this up. But the way that Floyd kind of brings it up is funny because
Heard.
it's again the very avoidant, like, oh, you know, he brings up the DTF thing and like, remember when I Frenched that guy?
Yeah, yeah.
Right.
And I still worry about like whether he could tell that my heart wasn't in it, and like if I hurt his feelings. I worry so much all the time. I'm just like worrying when I'm falling asleep that I'm, and whatever. And then Clark says like, what do you worry about? And he says dying and that my secrets will become known. And then he
Yes.
like admits about the tax debt and the alimony and all this, the ways that he doesn't feel like he's providing for his family and his fear that he's going to leave them with less than nothing.
Yeah,
I'll leave
worse,
it
and
like
that's
that.
worse. Yeah. Nothing. Yeah, yep. Bird heart.
His little bird
Little
heart.
bird heart. And I
Bird
can't
heart,
fly.
but I can't fly.
But I can't fly. Oh, Floyd, you can't fly. Yeah.
Really?
Talked about a man heart too.
Yeah. I was hoping to have a man heart. Yeah.
Yeah, jumping out of planes and shit.
Yeah. I loved it. But it could have all been part of the manipulation, though.
We'll see.
Floyd was definitely not opposed for long to Clark helping him out.
Right. So I thought that was funny. So Clark offers to help, and he brings up the bee out the bee thing that they do for each other in the gym. I was interested in the way that Floyd was like, this is not the man that I envisioned that I would be when I was a kid.
Right.
And his version was like jumping out of a helicopter
Yeah.
with all his comrades saying that he's such a
Great
good
leader.
leader. Yeah.
Manly stuff. He wanted to do the manly stuff.
Right.
You know,
Yeah,
He said
be
he
a
didn't-
cop. Stuff
he
like
never
that.
thought he'd be asking another man for money as an adult.
Yes.
Right.
Looking forward from being a kid.
Which, sure, but yeah, he also didn't take very much persuasion at all.
No.
And like and it's not just like Clark's helping him out with one of these problems. It's he's paying. I don't know if you guys paid attention on the life insurance paper. The premium every month was like $950.
$9.96 a month.
Right, something expensive. Plus all of your son's tuition. Plus paid all of his back taxes. in
Yes.
full.
So it was
are
$28K
weathermen
for
getting
the
paid that
tuition.
well?
$28K for the tuition.
And then $1,000.
Clark wasn't
a month.
batting an
So
eye.
that's 36K a month. He's in 2 and 4 now, or 36K a year. He's in 4 and 2
Were
now.
you guys going to bring up who's paying the life insurance policy?
Yeah, I saw that.
Oh, what did it say?
When he's filling out the form online, it's being billed to Louise
Louise Jean Forrest,
Forrest in Saskatoon, Saskatchewan.
Canada.
Interesting.
Yes.
I
You
didn't
know,
clock that.
My wife said, let's rewind that and see that. But then in the interim, and we said, we'll rewind it at the end. But then in the interim, they showed, because we wanted to find out who the beneficiary was, but then they showed it when they did it really slow. So we didn't even go back to do that, but I knew I should. We knew
Yeah,
we
the
should have done it.
beneficiary was Carol Don Love Smyrnich.
Right, but no, I
Carol
didn't.
Donna Love Smyrnich.
But I didn't catch the first one.
Yeah. I didn't
Yeah.
Which
catch
was
the-
that address, which
So
is
that has to
interesting.
be Clark's mom. or something like
Yeah.
that,
Yeah,
an
I
estate or
imagine,
something like
yeah.
that. Yeah.
It's not Emmy,
Louise
that's for sure.
Jean Forrest is paying these bills.
Well, so
For the insurance.
I was gonna say, I wonder if Emmy knows about, like, do they have that much money that he can pay out this much money to
As a
someone and she
weatherman?
doesn't even notice?
Yeah, that's
Does
why I'm
she
saying
work?
it's going from a trust from Louise Jean Forrest. Anyway, I'm glad you noticed that, John.
Yeah, good catch.
Yep.
I'd have got you if I'd have rewound. That's too late.
Always
to
be
rewind.
kind and rewind.
So we have Clark's gonna pay for all this stuff. Floyd is so happy he gets a little drunk and wipes out on his bike,
Did a tumble.
which was really funny.
I'll pay for it with, money wise. It'd
Yeah.
be my honor.
Yeah.
Dude, you can't buy anything.
Right.
Yep.
Well, he can now. He's not paying all his back taxes anymore.
Yeah, that's true.
The bike didn't get damaged.
Also, like, how would it? Yeah, he said the wheel was
It's
a little
wobbly.
wobbly.
The sprocket.
The sprocket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So if that bike goes in the shop, we got another dilemma.
Right.
Oh, yeah. Good point.
That is a good point. I'm wondering. Yeah, I was wondering how Emmy wouldn't notice it's coming out, but I also I understand that Carol does know, but how is he even keeping up this facade that he's not getting the money from somewhere else? Where does Carol think that now they have tuition covered for the son, they're no longer paying? Does she not look at any of the finances? That
Yeah,
doesn't-
yeah. How is that believable?
It seems like she's more in touch with the finances than he
Yeah.
is. So how
Right.
does he explain that away?
Do you get to put the yard service back on?
Oh, maybe.
That'd be my first priority.
Yeah, yeah, that's good.
All right, you're just approaching the Thunder Boys.
Right.
Oh, here we go.
Yeah, because the next thing that they're going to do is they're going to get Floyd healthy so that he can pass the physical so that he can get the life insurance. And they do that through speed cornhole.
Speed cornhole.
Yeah.
I'm trying it. Promise I am.
Cornhole!
That was hilarious.
Really good.
Oh.
He took some of the bacon off the sandwich, but left enough bacon for
He shook it off.
flavor.
You shook it off.
He just shook it off. He's
that was
just
a
one of these.
big ass BLT from Crown Candy. That sandwich was.
You
from
could
Crown
shake off.
Candy.
You could shake off about a half a pound of that thing.
Yeah,
But he left enough for taste.
just for
Yeah,
taste.
just enough for taste. He also was when Floyd passes his physical, he says he was his cheese cop,
Yeah,
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
which I thought was funny.
Yes.
So I think they bonded a lot on this bike trip. Obviously, the way that all was even him just talking about it with Carol, they immediately put on this love song. It's kind of sultry romantic music. He says a bike trip. Perfect weather outside of town with a nice group of people shared with someone special.
Yes.
They do really set it up to be this is a true bromance.
Oh yeah.
going on here?
When those bikes came over that hill, you see those orange flags first, and it's those two just smiling in the sunlight. I was crying. I was laughing.
I might be getting a little ahead of you, Maggie, but the two bikes, okay? So then they break away to Clark in the garage, and he's got the two bikes there. Well, why does he have two bikes there as if he's given one to either Floyd or Carol?
That's a great point.
So why does and then he has two bikes there, and he's big into this safety sesh again. The safety sesh was mentioned in the first episode about the swing.
Yes.
So now he always tells his wife he's worried about this safety. Where he doesn't. I mean, he's running around with bike. In case you guys get on his bikes, he got these two lights. I'm going to see how long they last. Get out of here.
Yeah.
And then you see her kind of look at him and go, yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
He says, "Oh,
Yeah.
every time he gets caught doing something nefarious by his wife, he's doing a
Safety sesh.
Safety sesh.
Yep. And
I did-
why is that bike there? That's I don't know if it's a flub yet or if
Yeah.
it's I don't. That is not disbelief or suspending disbelief. I'm just pointing. That is not suspending disbelief. He's got two bikes there. Does he somebody come over and get the one, or how's that work? I don't know.
Yeah, I just kind of figured that he was just letting them each use his bikes, but
Could be.
I don't know.
But
I
then they'd
did
have to
think
drive over to his house to get him, and they ain't got
Right.
a car.
the way that Emmy comes in, he is just he's not a good liar.
No.
it's such an obviously bad lie, and he's stuttering his way through the whole thing, and that she's just like, okay.
On the computer.
And leaves him on the computer in the dark in the garage. Makes me think, like,
Safety lights are on.
does she give a fuck at all?
We're
Or
about to
I
find
feel like
out.
she is like, hates him.
I do too.
Truly, like, from that interaction, I was
Okay,
like,
what-
oh, they don't like each other.
I agree with that.
Well, he never talks about her, the kids.
No.
I mean, we're getting a lot of talk about Floyd with,
Yeah.
with Richard, with Carol, and we
Right.
get nothing about
Say what
him
you
and his
want
family.
about Floyd and Carol and all of their little fucked up habits, but they do both care about Richard.
Yes,
and
they
that's
do.
obvious in
Yes,
the way that
they
they
do.
act.
And they're trying to
Clark,
take care of him, and we don't know anything about Clark's kids' names.
they're in dance.
Okay, that's right. They're in dance.
Yep.
But yeah, he never talks about Emmy. He never talks about the kids. We never see them. I'm sure that I'm dying for the Emmy episode because I'm sure that there's going to be one.
You're
where we
convinced it's
finally see all
coming.
this. But I think that I'm on board with the Emmy did it now.
I'm locked in on that.
I think
I got
that-
a whole thing. I'll wait. I know exactly how she did it.
I got a little bit more too, but I'll hold off till the end on the rest of my
Theory.
reasoning there.
Okay.
Let's talk a little bit more about this bike trip and the Thunder Boys because that was crazy. I went back and I wrote down like a bunch of the lyrics because I was just gonna write down like some fun lines, and I was like, "There's so much of this that's crazy," and the fact that they're just yelling it, riding their bikes
Having a
down
blast.
the street. They're clearly like well practiced in this. I love that he calls him Weather Boy,
Yeah.
pure joy and Weather Boy, looking
Used to
hot
be
as
rock
fuck.
solid. Now I'm pure joy.
Yeah. They do the St. Louis area bit.
Yeah. See you later, elevator.
Yeah.
After a while, Candy Isle.
We're the Thunder Boys. Yeah, that was really funny actually. I didn't catch that the first time. I caught that on the second time and I was like, that was really clever.
That was really
actually.
good. Really
I liked it a lot. The first time I was like, see you later, elevator. What does that even mean?
Yes.
Because he's taking the stairs.
Losing
he's
that
taking the
weight.
stairs. He's
Acing that.
leaving the candy
Acing
aisle
that
in the
physical.
rear view.
Oh my God.
Really good.
They had to
really
have so much fun making this show.
Yeah.
They had to, I want to see the outtakes. I want to see the bloopers.
Yeah.
I want to see the bloopers.
I wonder if Alex can get us access.
yeah.
Oh, that would be
Yeah,
good.
you have to see the bloopers because they had to take that 100 times. It was so hilarious. They had to screw that up.
And
They
then like
nailed
the
it.
way that they would like zoom in on their face.
Oh, yeah.
And it was really fun for me.
Yes.
Bring out the B, right?
Yeah.
Be out the
Be out
bee?
the bee. Be out the bee, absolutely. Okay. We went off into Thunder Boys, but we still got to talk about the Modern Love interview.
Oh yeah.
Jody and
Oh.
Homer are still. We know now where the key goes. We know it goes to the PO box because we
The
saw.
key to optimism is remember when Floyd
Right.
showed him the key, said it's the key to optimism. That's where the life insurance bills are going to be sent.
Right.
So they go to interview Modern Love at the skating rink. Modern
Beautiful.
Love. Yeah. It's such a weird place. Like, they do all their interviews in such weird places.
The funnest places ever. All
There's
of them.
nobody there.
I thought that was the most entertaining scene of the whole night.
Yeah.
That to me.
And just
I know the
immediately-
rap was good, but to me that one, the awkwardness,
Yeah.
the home run, it all, yeah.
Modern Love really comes out hot. Just,
He comes out flying.
everything is sexual. Sexual impulsivity is a chemical feature of every feature of our lives. It goes where we go. For instance,
Right.
Oh,
And then he
yeah.
goes, yeah.
I just found out I'm attracted to bald men in power.
Bald men with authority figures.
Authority
Sir.
figures. Bold,
Sir.
Bald,
Right.
mature authority figures.
Yeah.
Sir?
And when he said, I'm like envisioning washing your back, I just think it's priceless the way Homer reacts.
Oh, dude.
He does a great acting job. He is so uncomfortable. He's like, he can't believe this is
doesn't know
happening.
what
He's
to do.
looking at
Yeah.
Jody like,
There-
help.
Here's
Washing my
my
back.
other take on that is that they also show him and Jody, drinking beer, drinking at the bar, and this is why we drink at the bar. I think on one of these next shows, Homer is going to have a revelation at that. He's not a suspect. I'm not saying he's a suspect, but something's going to come out about his personal life at that bar that's going to put him into all this mix.
Homer?
I'm just, yeah,
Okay.
I call that. Did I call that earlier?
no.
Okay.
That was the first time
you
it's
could
been
give
called.
it to me.
That's the first time it's been called.
Okay.
Well, and I like how Homer is lightened up on Jody, and he used to call her Twyla. Not then he started calling her Plum. He hasn't called her Jody yet, but he's instead of like just like pushing her away, now he's trying to mentor her a little bit.
Right.
Not overtly.
We always
but-
want to know more.
Yeah,
Everybody.
Yeah,
That's what we do. We want to
and,
know
and that's
more.
why I hang out in this bar, all the time. So I did like that, and I thought this was Richard Jenkins' best, Homer's best episode too, because before he was just shutting everything down right off the top. Now he's more willing to kind of listen a little bit more, not completely, but he's getting with the program a little bit.
Yeah, a little
Right. Yeah. He recognizes that it's more complex than he initially thought.
bit. Yes.
Yes.
Able to let go of some of that more.
Yes.
So when they get into the actual conversation, we do see him use that quote again that
Nothing's normal.
no one's normal, just looks that way from across the street, which I guess is going to be like a theme for the show because we see in the next week Jody saying that line again.
Well, then also the photo of the bike behind the car is from across the street.
Ah, good one, Tommy.
Just throwing it out there.
Yeah, that's some
You look-
bullshit.
You look at me like Howard's mad at me because I came up with a because I came up with the thing.
That's a stretch.
What do you mean it's a stretch? The picture is from across the street of the bike behind the car
You're
at the
talking
murder
about
scene.
the security, but isn't that just a security camera? What
Right,
that
from
was?
across the street. Things don't appear
Oh,
what they're like from across the street.
I get you. I'm with you.
Maybe Myron Love's trying to help him.
No, I mean I think it's just a theme of the show. I don't think it's one way or the other. He just says that, and that's part of the whole. That's part of the whole thing.
All
Yeah.
right.
Things
get
don't
that.
appear the way they are from across the
That's
street.
part of the poetry of the show that Alex Warman was talking
Yeah,
about.
yes, the poetry.
Poetry.
Yes, I love it.
So he talks about it was mostly just a nice breakfast. He uses this recess analogy about
Yeah.
at some point recess just goes away and it never
Never
comes
comes
back.
back. And they never
I just
tell-
want
they
to
don't
fuck
tell you.
around with people sometimes.
Yeah.
I actually liked that one.
Yeah.
When he was talking about it, I loved recess.
Yeah.
Oh, I did
Didn't
too.
like going back into school.
No, I cried.
Right. Exactly. Everybody wants recess.
Let me tell you something. You wanted to get my attention in school. You suspend me for recess.
Right.
That's my biggest fear. In
Make me
life.
stay. They had you stay inside and bite you.
Oh, indoor recess. Oh my.
Oh no!
Brutal.
You never got suspended from recess?
Oh, I did.
Oh yeah, that's what I'm saying. They made you sit inside. Everybody else is out playing. You're
Yeah, you're just
inside
in their window
like
crying.
writing. I won't do this again.
Yeah, and I didn't. So
to this point, that interview with Modern Love was my favorite part of the series. Just
Are you
Yeah.
serious?
that soliloquy he did, and just how natural and how much he played that character perfectly. Like he's like this kind of freaky guy, but he's also kind of cares. That's he says I put things out there to the DTF community to let them know
Don't take anything too serious.
Yeah, right. But he just did a masterful job, I thought, and we knew he was going to have a bigger role because he's too good of an actor just to
Right.
bring on just to
Right.
just have little bit parts here and there.
Everything's about sex, he said.
Yeah.
Everything's about sex.
Okay.
Yeah, I do think that after the first interview, because he was so misleading about the way it went down, I was like more skeptical of him. And after this one, I'm more like, he's just a weird dude. And
Right.
that's just I
thought
the
the
way he
best,
goes through
and
things. He
Danny, Danny has an interesting take on. But
yeah.
when he had AP written down from the episodes ago,
Yeah.
and then he just happens to be back on that page, and the only thing he wrote down on this one was LC, left cheek.
Left cheek. Yeah. But
So what's your theory on where he's going with this?
well, I'm sitting there saying AP and then LC. I think as episodes 5, 6, and 7 unveil, there's going to be more 2 letters. And what if it spells or gives us initials of the killer?
Right now,
Or
we
whatever.
already have the word clap.
Yeah, yeah. Well, he's got
Maybe-
parodies. He
maybe-
might have the
he
clap
might have
too.
the clap too.
Could
But
be.
well, these letters are going to mean something.
Let's move on.
Okay, sorry.
Let's move
Anyway, I'm on record.
on. Okay.
Let the record show.
All right.
I do think that was really funny.
Duly noted.
He's written down two things.
Yeah, 2 things. This whole
They're both just letters, and it's AP and LC for
It all has to
ass
do-
playing.
Danny's going to
And-
solve it by Scrabble.
It all has to do with
The old
Floyd's
Scrabble
ass.
detective.
Yeah, everything has to do with Floyd's ass.
Clap
Hey,
that moment.
he knows what's important to this case.
That's point. That's good. True.
Everything is sexual.
Jody calls out his saying, and yeah, we talked about that. And then he brings up the P.O. boxes. He's the one that points them in the direction of P.O. boxes. He says, that's where all the dildos go.
Yeah.
Yep.
Dildos, etc.
Which is really funny to me. Again, just because, I mean, that is, it is so relevant to this case. And it's also like, why did he bring that up?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, like the way that they did it made it work, because he's talking about how like they have these like double lives kind of thing. But how convenient that he brought up PO boxes specifically
At
while
that
they're trying
time,
to figure out
while they're
what this
holding the key, they
does.
don't know where it
Yeah.
goes.
As far as being a detective in P.O. boxes, the drug dealers used to use those a lot.
Yeah.
So it is very, very relevant in law enforcement.
It's the burner phone of
Right.
Yeah, but it's the mailboxes.
So now Jody and Homer know. They figured out what the key is. They know about the life insurance policy. They know that Carol gets $1.1 million in the event of Floyd's death. And so now they're looking at Carol for sure now. She's
They have
not only
motive
been
now.
weird, but yeah, they've got motive.
You
So-
see the little mention of when they found out that little Richard has the personality disorder? They both looked at each other. The detectives didn't know that at the time. And Modern Love brings that up during their conversation that he was talking about his son who has a personality disorder. So they're learning a lot of stuff where they're both looking at each other going, and it's just adding, we need to talk to this person. We need to find out more
Yes.
about this. We need to find out more about that.
Yes.
So yeah, that was a very good setup.
I do think that this. I think that we had talked about. It seems like Clark is maybe protecting somebody, and I think that this reinforces that. I think that regardless of whether or not Carol did it, Clark thinks Carol did it at this point.
Yes.
And he is trying to protect her by not telling them about that key and not telling them about the life insurance, because he could have done that. If he didn't think that Carol had anything to do about it, he would have been honest about that.
Well, I think now's the time to just unleash my theory is that
Okay.
Emmy, she's the person that did it. And my theory is that she has access to the medicine that was found somehow, some way. She's starting to find out little things here and there. And I think, like you said, one of them upcoming shows is really going to kind of focus on her a little bit. But she's staying in the weeds, and these things are just building up. And then now, if you think about it, if she knows all this is going on, and she knows all this infighting's going on, and she looks at that and says, I think I can set these motherfuckers up.
Yeah, I can finish this.
I think I can set them all up to where I'm not the bad person, and they all look like they're guilty. And she sits there, and that's just my theory. But
Okay, I like it. Okay.
My question about Emmy earlier was, why would she go after Floyd? Why not go after Clark or Carol? But I think the last scene is what was the nail in the coffin for her. For me, or, who knows? I think these last episodes are going to be crazy, and probably we're going to throw everything that we've thought
100%.
out.
Yeah.
But we see Floyd at the motel. He asks the manager to check out a detail in the room. He goes into a room. He hides in the closet. Crazy. And then Carol and Clark come in, and
He gets to witness the whole pool boy.
boy.
The whole pool boy.
got leaves in the corner.
But what's crazy to me is
You
that
suck at your job.
we see him tell Clark that he knows.
Yeah.
Which means that he's hiding in the closet and he sees this and he just waits it out. And he doesn't confront them. He doesn't let them know that he's in the closet. Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Why would you stay there for that whole thing? Why would the manager have given him a key
to somebody
a
else's
that
room?
someone else, why? Which makes me think,
I think we're going to find out. I think that's
That-
going to be another flashback on how that all went down.
Yeah.
I think it's a cucking situation.
Oh. Okay.
I think that he has. I think that the affair started. The affair just started, and then Floyd found out about it, and then they found a way to make it work for all of them. Because Floyd has been having a hard time seeing his wife as an object of sexual desire. Clark is not having that issue. Seeing someone else desire his wife, might be good for him.
Yeah, and she's not in the umpire uniform
Right.
then. Yeah.
He's like seeing this new side to her, seeing this like powerful, adventurous side that maybe he doesn't see so much in
Holy
their marriage.
cow.
Good.
And then
good,
so
good
we
one.
see the next time we see that out, which you didn't watch that.
Yeah.
But we see that scene where they're sitting outside at the table, which we've seen in some of the flashbacks before. We've seen them out there. But at this time we see that Floyd and Clark are both sitting there, and Carol comes and sits down, and she says, "Why is Clark here?" And he says, "It's complex."
Oh, yeah.
So I think Floyd found out. He confronted Clark. They talked about it. They're very good friends at this point, and they trust each other, and so they decide to try this thing out and like try to find a way to make this work for all of them.
This is a great
Which
philosophy.
then would make sense why Emmy would go after Floyd, because Floyd, that friendship is where this all started. Floyd came into Clark's life. Floyd brought Carol into Clark's life. Floyd became really close with Clark. He and Clark got in this dating app together, as far as she knows. It was more Clark driving it, but like she doesn't necessarily have all of that information. So like from her perspective,
Oh my
it's
God.
because Floyd came into her life that now like her marriage is blown up and all this stuff has gone wrong.
Uh-oh.
So I think that gives her, if that's an
a good
agreement
one.
that the three of
That's
them
a good
come
one.
to.
Maggie bringing out the cucking.
Dude, she just blew my Emmy did it out of the water.
Yeah,
I thought
she-
I had a good one.
Yeah, she did.
But I've been on Emmy since show 1 now.
Yeah.
yeah, you have.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you're staying.
And that was, yeah, I didn't understand her motivation to go after Floyd until this.
And
And,
not-
I wrote cucking question mark at the motel part, and then I saw the next up and I put a check mark by cucking. I said,
So I want to tell you guys when I did the Channel 4 thing with Lauren Traeger, she's
Yeah.
also doing the DTF after show, and I joined her last week. Well, what they did, they got from the show, because they're Channel 4 and we're us.
We're a bunch of
They got-
has-beens.
We're in the basement.
They got the 4 first episodes.
All at
So they
once?
got to watch all the 4 episodes. So, and I'm getting to my point is that each week things change. They offered me the last week to watch episode 4, and I was like, I can't do that to my people.
No, right.
So I just did the show without knowing what episode 5 is. Are you going to ask me anything about episode 4? And she said, no. So I said, well, I'm not going to watch it then. Well, what I ended up doing, but I gave her the gypsy theory before
Okay.
the thing. And she's like, oh, that's a great theory. We haven't heard that. Well, by the time my thing airs, which was today, the whole gypsy thing just got blown out of the water.
Yeah.
So what I'm saying, though, is that whatever theories we come up with, they seem like they get blown out of the water the next week.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think they're very
So
intentionally.
we're not as smart as we think we are.
Right.
We're just-
Although the
we're
Emmy
taking
one,
all the cheese.
this Emmy one's been lasting for a minute.
Okay. All right.
But
I do
I
think-
know I'm not going to be right. But it's going to be, I'm going to ask the question again. Has the murderer been introduced?
Yeah. I do still think it's possible that it's an ex that we haven't seen yet or something.
His?
But I do think that, yeah, every episode they in one episode they set us up to think one thing, and then in the next episode they'll go, "You fucking idiots! I can't
Like
believe
Maggie,
you
like
fell
you
for
said,
that."
we're falling for all the traps, and which is
It's like when you're playing with a dog and you pretend like you throw the ball and then you didn't, and you're
Yep.
like, I can't believe you didn't.
we're just a bunch of
That's
dogs.
us.
Right.
Yeah.
That's perfect. That's what they want.
We're winding down 3 more episodes, but there's no reason to introduce Tiger on
I agree
on
with that,
without it being part of it.
Yeah.
And if they told Clark, it goes, this comes back to your IP address. Well, that could be somebody on his wife could be Emmy could be on the computer.
Yeah.
More evidence.
Yeah.
Maybe.
I'm never going to come off. I think Richard's got something to do with it, either directly or indirectly. He's starting to really like Floyd, and they're getting along. Maybe somebody else was supposed to be there instead of Floyd.
Safety sesh. That's going to
Yeah.
safety sesh is coming up again.
Yeah.
So it's coming up. I just think that he's going to be the conduit to whatever.
I'm totally
happens.
off Richard.
I don't think he killed him, but I think he got involved somehow because now he really likes Floyd. And at the beginning he
Right.
didn't care.
Like
for
you
him.
said, they kind of got to Richard where they liked him. He was likable last week.
Yeah.
Even though he had that outburst this week, I'm still thinking he's
We
a
also
likable
have that
guy.
nice moment where like Floyd says like, I'm trying to be a good dad figure.
And
he
you
says,
are.
You are.
Yeah.
Yeah, like he does care about Floyd.
And like you said,
that-
I think he might know that he's playing into his his condition.
Right.
Let's call it that. He plays into it rather than try to correct it. He's like, I'm getting a lot out of this. Everybody pays attention to me.
He's getting a new
Yeah.
school. He's getting.
I mean, I think it's the condition itself is also like he doesn't want to be like that. Like it's a cry for help when he's reacting like that. It's because he does not know how to not blow up in that moment. You
Right.
know.
Kudos to the show. Did you notice the name of the school in the background when Floyd and Richard were talking?
You told me already, so I'm not going to steal your thunder.
Washington University, St. Louis Elementary.
Which is crazy.
Yeah.
Show writers, that's crazy. That's even.
You're not suspending.
What?
But they are. At least they're throwing a little bit of St. Louis in there, but then just naming it the elementary.
They were like, oh, the fucking St. Louis
Right.
people are gonna love this.
Right.
Oh,
Well,
come on.
They threw Albertson in.
We've
You
got
think they might
plenty
have
of real
thrown
schools.
Schnooks or something?
Yeah.
Deerbergs.
Deerberg.
Well,
We got Albertsons.
Yeah, how we get Albertsons? They have
That's all right.
expired milk.
We'll suspend our disbelief for
Yes,
every once in a
exactly.
while.
Wrap it on up, Mag. Bring us home.
all right. So the last thing we see is the next time.
I don't watch that.
Right.
I don't want no clues.
That's clear.
You live your life with no clue. You're doing
got
well.
no
stay,
clue.
stay on track. Stay on track.
That Maggie just threw out a that's clear right away. No thought, no nothing. I just think she's that's
Yeah.
It's clear that you don't want to because I've told you how to do
No,
it.
I just
every
think it's
episode.
clear. I think you think it's clear that I have no clue in life.
Well,
That's what I took it as.
well, look.
Whatever. Take it the way you want.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Okay, so we see Clark's lawyer asking, "Why did you ask for me now?" And he says, "I don't want them to know anything further."
Right.
He admitted to the being on the sex dating apps and stuff. He said, but he doesn't want them to know anything further from here. We see the text from Floyd again, which I think they have teased us with before, where he says, "What you're doing with Carol is not right, bro. I want to meet and figure this out, bro," which I thought was funny.
I don't like bro.
The bros
I've never
in
been a
there?
bro. I'm not a bro guy.
Me neither.
But it does show
I'm a dude guy.
Yeah.
what you're
What's up, dude?
what you're doing with Carol is not right, but I want to meet and figure this out.
Okay.
Which I think lends to my theory, or at least doesn't contradict my theory.
Exactly.
We see a quick bunch of frames where we see Clark and Carol being intimate, their foreheads pressed against each other in the hotel room, and then we see Clark and Floyd hugging each other shirtless, a little intimate moment between them. We see Floyd in the tub playing with bubbles again.
Oh my God, I'm so mad at Floyd.
And then we get to see a little clip of Homer and Jody talking to Carol about the life insurance. He asks her if that's a surprise to her, and she says, "Oh, I don't have to answer that,"
Yeah.
which is a crazy response.
But I'm excited about Homer and
Jody?
Jody getting in the car. They both seem shooken up. They go, "That was weird. Oh, that was very weird." So I
Yeah.
wonder what else happened in that interview.
They're going to the bar.
Yeah, they said
Yeah.
They're
they're
headed to the bar to
They're
talk
heading to
about
the
some
bar
shit.
because they were like, well, "That was weird. That was weird." They were like shooken.
Yeah. He says, "That was weird." She said, "That was weird." And he says, "She was weird." And she goes,
Yeah.
Emmy.
Yeah,
Jody's
their
like,
minds
"Thank
got
you
blown.
for finally."
Yeah,
They
their minds
interview
got
Emmy.
blown. Yeah.
Well, maybe.
Okay.
Could be. We don't know that they were talking about Carol.
I'm just wondering
that's
when
true.
my Emmy
That is
theory is going to get blown out of the water. It's lasted 4 episodes.
Yeah,
And that's longer than any of the other
that's true.
Theories.
theories have lasted. Because I was with you on Richard a little bit, and I'm not. I mean, I never taking guesses. It's not
Right.
like
Yeah.
I'm fucking some kind of genius. I just took the early guess of.
We know.
I-
What? No, what I said?
That's clear.
It's absolutely clear.
That's clear.
Fuck both of you.
F
All right, move on.
All right.
Really
Let's
teed
Let's
me
wrap
up for
this.
it.
Let's wrap it up.
We see Homer saying, "I really thought this was gonna be an open shut case. They're people in the suburbs. They're normal people."
yeah.
And then Jody says that no one is really normal. It just looks that way from across the street.
Beautiful.
We see a car running into a trash can. I don't know whose car that was. I don't know what it was about. It looked like it's gonna. I think they framed it in this teaser to be like an intense moment, and I think it's gonna be something comical. We see Floyd and Clark talking in the car, and Clark says, "You want to hear the rest of the story about my?" And then it cuts off, which is I'm hoping that we're going to hear the rest of the.
I can't wait to hear that. I think that's
why
yeah.
his dick's bent. Yeah,
Yeah, that's gonna be epic.
Exactly.
That's gonna be epic.
Right. Why you can bang around corners?
I wonder if that's going to end up being like Carol's ex-husband or his ex-wife or like somebody came.
Or that
came
accident.
out
There
of
is-
the
there
vent.
Or the accident.
Maybe.
He
He
might
ran
have
into
been
a trash
he
can
might have
while
been getting
jerking?
oral. No, he might have been getting oral while and then that accident happened and he gets bent up.
But it happened in Chicago, right?
Yeah, it happened somewhere.
Yeah.
Right.
I
When
shouldn't.
he was going for that interview.
Wow. Okay.
But I did read a story back in the day of
oh, jeez.
This is
of
already good.
This is gonna get cut.
of a penis getting broken
Okay.
in the cowboy position, where the gal was behind,
Yeah.
jumping up and down,
Yeah.
And it got
and
broke.
came out too far, and then came down and didn't hit the right spot.
Hey, let me tell you something.
Broke the
Everything's
shit
a
out of that
possibility with this show.
Mm-hmm.
They are not afraid to shock the hell out of you.
No.
So we'll see.
Yeah. All right. What
And
else
then
you got?
and then we had that moment where Carol sits down with Floyd and Clark and says, "Why is Clark here?" Floyd says, "It's complex." Which,
Uh-oh.
yeah.
That's
I've already shared my
this
theories
shit's
on
about
that.
to get wild.
Well,
Be a big
I'll give you
wind-up.
one other thing that my wife said. I told you guys before the show. At the end of this show, she goes, "God, I hate this thing. It's way too fucking confusing."
I love it.
oh yeah.
I love
she
how
loves it.
confusing
No,
it is.
no,
You know
she
what
loves
it's
it.
like? I pictured this. I was watching it again today. I was like, this is like a scavenger hunt. This show's like a scavenger.
Yeah.
You're trying to find these little pieces and put them together and this and that. And I don't think we're close yet, but time's on our side now. They only have 3 episodes.
Come on, I just want Emmy to last one more episode.
Yeah.
Yeah.
If I yeah,
Final updated theories. I've shared mine.
I've
Team
shared
Emmy.
mine.
You're Team Emmy?
I am a coordinated, multifaceted, agreed upon suicide.
Okay.
Carol is involved, Clark's involved, Richard's involved, and Floyd knows he's not going down like that. He's gonna leave money for everybody and this and that. That's my new theory.
Okay. The ultimate your comfort's more important than mine.
Yes, yeah, and I'm gonna go. We're gonna hang out here and this and that. So I'm only like 46% on that theory though.
Okay.
That's pretty good, though, at this point.
Yeah, no.
The only other thing I wrote down, and it's the way he said it, is when Modern Love said about he feels left out. I think that is something key. You know, he's
Yeah.
left out of something in this whole group.
Yes.
So Modern Love might become more. I'm with you.
I'm
on
down
that.
with
Modern
that.
Love he might be an interesting character down the road.
Yes.
Yep.
I do still think the love connection is interesting.
Right.
We do
There's
see
gotta be something, right?
In that early one when Floyd is going out to Carol in the backyard, he calls her Carol Love.
Carol Love.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Hey, Carol Love. Yes.
So
Good.
I don't know. I don't know. There could be something. I do think that nothing is accidental. So
No,
who
100%.
knows?
Yep. Nothing
Either
looks-
way, we need you all to like, subscribe, and share The Brighter Side of Blue, our special DTF edition, number 4. Tune in to HBO Max next Sunday night at 8 p.m. It drops sharply at 8. Get that episode and then come back and see us on Tuesday mornings for
And
our
then we'll
breakdown.
have Alex on next
Yeah.
week.
Yeah, we'll have
So
a big,
we'll break it down with
with
him. We'll break it down with Alex. We'll
Yeah.
tell him our thoughts, and we'll just have him sit there and
Yeah.
look at these idiots.
Yeah,
We gotta
yeah.
have him like sit across the table
No,
so
you-
we can study his facial expressions.
Yeah,
and
we're going to
everything we
study
say,
you.
like-
Yeah, we are trained
What do you think about
interrogators, Alex.
But it is pretty cool that the little old podcast like us has
Yeah.
Alex listening, and
Yeah.
we're in conversation. And that's pretty cool to me.
Yeah, it is. Very good. Enjoy.
Thank you all for your likes, subscribes, and shares. Thank you all for your views. We really, really appreciate it, and we'll see you next week.
Peace.
Peace.